Construction sites will go smoke-free starting tomorrow, with industry guidelines banning cigarettes and lighters on sites. Hong Kong is a step closer to having legal ride-hailing cars on road, as the government plans to invite firms to apply for licenses next month. And a Hongkonger is killed in a car crash on New Zealand's South Island. Good evening, you're watching Cable News. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Construction sites across the city will go smoke-free from tomorrow. The Construction Association released practical guidelines to help implement the new law. Jamie Liu reports.
A day before the smoking ban takes effect, warning notices were put up at a construction site in Kai Tak. Some workers were seen puffing outside the work site. A builder supported a ban on safety grounds, pointing to the deadly typo fire as a stark lesson. He said he had seen a few fires at work sites, though he could not be sure whether they were started by cigarette butts. A resident urged authorities to strictly enforce the ban, as she worried that the scaffolding could catch fire. Starting tomorrow, a blanket smoking ban will be implemented at all construction sites across the city. Anyone violating the law will face a $3,000 fine. Authorities said there will be spot checks and no grace period. With the new rule looming, the Construction Association released a code of practice for work sites to follow. Under the code, from large boarded-off sites to small draining works and material storage areas, all are non-smoking zones. The guidelines empower site managers to ask workers to stop smoking and send them off the site if they refuse. It also requires workers to sign a document confirming they understand the penalty and encourages them to quit smoking.
We will help the worker to allow them to put their cigarette and fire lighter stored at the entrance of the construction site.
The association president stressed workers must leave the site if they need to smoke. He believes the guidelines will not be a big change for workers, as many sites have already banned smoking. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
The Legislative Council has passed 4 pieces of subsidiary legislation to regulate ride-hailing services, with the first batch of licenses expected to be issued progressively from late November. Cheryl Yun reports.
With a total of 10,000 online ride-hailing permits set to be released, lawmakers called for a more transparent and detailed evaluation framework.
公開更透明、具體嘅評估嘅框架。
DAB lawmaker Yu Ming said the government should regularly release data on passenger waiting times, public transport usage rates, accident rates, and platforms' compliance records. Others raised concerns over the competition it poses to the taxi industry.
如果網約車嘅收費可以低過的士，
Transport sector lawmaker Lothair Lam warned that lower ride-hailing fares could create unfair competition for taxis. He reiterated that authorities retained the power to regulate pricing in cases of aggressive cutthroat competition and called for close monitoring. Transport Chief Mabel Chan stressed that the number of ride-hailing permits is not a rigid target, as the government will adopt a data-driven approach, requiring platforms to provide operational data shortly after licenses are issued. Chan said the Transport Department is developing an intelligent data monitoring system that will connect directly with platforms for comprehensive analysis, adding that authorities plan to conduct phased reviews every 2 to 3 months. Platform companies can start applying for ride-hailing service licenses next month, with the first batch to be issued progressively in November. Drivers will be able to apply for individual ride-hailing permits in the 4th quarter. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
A Hongkonger has died following a fatal road accident on New Zealand's South Island. The incident occurred yesterday at 10 a.m. local time when a car collided with a bus on Crown Range Road near Queenstown. The male driver, who was alone on the vehicle, was pronounced dead at the scene. No one on the bus was injured. Authorities had issued a road ice warning for the area at the time. The Chinese Consulate General in Christchurch has confirmed the victim was from Hong Kong. With winter conditions prevailing across the South Island, the consulate is urging self-drive tourists to exercise extreme caution, warning that roads are often slick and prone to black ice, a thin, transparent layer of ice that is difficult to detect. Police have arrested 14 people, including 2 doctors, for allegedly using a beauty parlor to pull off medical insurance fraud that involved claims of over $110,000. Best Learn reports.
In an operation yesterday, police arrested 3 men and 11 women aged between 19 and 69 on suspicion of conspiracy to defraud, including 2 doctors. Investigators found that insurance agents would introduce their clients to a certain beauty parlor for treatments. There, doctors would issue proof that the procedures are covered by insurance, such as wart removal or pus drainage. But these treatments turn out to be medical aesthetics that are not covered, such as skin tightening and freckle removal. Police said the beauty parlor in question have filed some 200 insurance claims involving more than $2 million. Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Federation of Insurers, Selina Lau, said figures showed wart removal is the 2nd or 3rd most common surgery in the city. She said this was rare compared to other places and suspected some of them might be connected to insurance fraud. Best Learn Cable News.
The first ever local facility dedicated to recycling electric vehicle batteries was officially launched, marking a significant milestone in the city's green energy infrastructure. Located at the Eco Park in Tuen Mun, the facility can process 20 to 30,000 retired EV battery packs annually. Through a specialized process, they are converted into recycled black mass, a high-value material supplied to mainland and international markets for battery remanufacturing. The operator noted that this marks the establishment of the SAR's first complete lithium battery recycling chain, ending the reliance on overseas processing. Currently, the plant handles both lithium iron phosphate and ternary lithium batteries, which the group believes will be sufficient to meet local demand. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Secretary for Environment and Ecology Zhe Chin-wan highlighted that as electric vehicle adoption grows, managing retired batteries is vital for Hong Kong's sustainability. He emphasized that the facility not only supports the local circular economy and strengthens green technology synergy across the Greater Bay Area, but also provides a safe, high-value solution that reinforces the city's unique position in the green supply chain. Andy Burnham, Britain's incoming Prime Minister, has opened the door to a wealth tax, but suggested he will not impose it immediately after taking office. Meanwhile, outgoing Prime Minister Keir Starmer admitted that his political journey is over as he fielded questions at Parliament for the last time. Jamie Liu reports.
Andy Burnham is expected to be crowned Labour's leader on Friday and take over as Prime Minister on Monday. In a recent interview, Burnham signalled that he would not immediately impose wealth taxes after taking office. The Labour MP said he did not want to create new divisions with his tax policy, with decisions to be taken in time. But he stressed the need for a greater sense of fairness, saying people would have to pay a little more at some point. Burnham has ruled out raising value-added tax, income tax or national insurance, sticking to Labour's pledges in the 2024 election. However, he later said he felt there was some room to change some taxes, flagging business rates as one example. The incoming occupant of 10 Downing Street is also set to announce his cabinet picks. One of the spotlights is on the Chancellor, whose first big task will be the autumn budget. Reports said current Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood is the front-runner to become Chancellor. Mahmoud, who is on the Labour right and has overseen contentious immigration reforms, is seen as a tough operator. Meanwhile, outgoing Prime Minister Keir Starmer attended his last question session at the House of Commons as UK leader.
Every Prime Minister knows when they take up the torch that the day will come when they have to pass it on. That day has come for me. This is the end of my political journey. And in 2 years in government, I leave the country in better shape than I found it. I am proud of everything that we have achieved.
The session was a gentler affair compared to the usual, mixing political criticism with personal tributes and even jokes. Leader of opposition Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch, even praised Starmer for his support for Ukraine. As Starmer said a final goodbye, lawmakers from all sides of the chamber applauded, with many rising for a standing ovation.
Goodbye.
Jamie Liu, Cable News.
France's parliament has given the green light to the controversial assisted dying bill after years of debate. The law would allow an adult with incurable illnesses to receive lethal medication, but excludes those suffering from severe psychiatric disorders. Cheryl Yun has the details.
L'Assemblée nationale a adopté.
The lower house of France's National Assembly passed the law with 291 votes in favor and 241 against. The bill would next go to the Constitutional Council for a final decision. The law would allow French nationals who are terminally ill, that is, suffering from a life-threatening condition and constant physical pain, to request a lethal substance to end their lives. It could be either self-administered or administered by a doctor. Patients who wish to do so must be able to express their free and informed choice. A medical team will review each request within 15 days, followed by a mandatory reflection period of at least 2 days. However, the law rules out psychological suffering, and those with severe psychiatric disorders or neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's are excluded from the bill. Supporters of the legislation celebrated the passage of the bill.
It is so grateful to finally have the possibility to say to people who are suffering that they have an option, they have a new solutions.
The assisted dying law was an election promise made by President Emmanuel Macron. It has since gone through years of political, ethical, and societal debate. If it clears the final hurdle, France will join Belgium, the Netherlands, Spain, and Switzerland in legalizing assisted dying. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
Now let's take a look at the stock market. The Hang Seng Index ended the day up 327 points. Top active stocks of the day, Tencent was up $10, Alibaba was up $3.50, Meituan was up $3.80, and Xiaomi was up $1.64. Foreign exchange against the Hong Kong dollar, Canadian dollar 5.59, the Australian dollar 5.49. Onto the weather now, mainly cloudy with occasional showers and a few squally thunderstorms. Showers will be heavy at times at first tomorrow. Temperatures will range between 25 and 29 degrees. Moderate to fresh south to southwesterly winds, occasionally strong on high ground. That's our news tonight. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Thanks for watching and good night.